So again, my name is Desi Cooney. I'm the owner and head coach at Outliers Strength and Conditioning. By the time this airs, we will probably be about a month out from 2020 Collegiate Nationals for USA Powerlifting. And I'm really excited because things are starting to finally, materialize. Everything's for sure a go. The rosters have been published. People's training is really starting to intensify and pick up, and everything's going extremely well. Flights are booked, hotels are booked, and I couldn't be more excited. So the things that I'm most excited to see from the people on our team is going to be how much improvement everyone has made since not only last year's Collegiate Nationals, but also during the last few months where a lot of training was pretty uncertain, even for us around here in Nebraska, where things weren't as bad as they were as far as lockdowns and stuff and other places around the country. But just to see how much progress everybody has made and to see everyone's hard work that I know they've been putting in, because I see it every week, the videos that they send me and all the lifts that I see, just to see everyone's hard work finally pay off, and I'm just happy that they've been given the chance to display all the work that they've been doing. So training definitely does look different in the weeks and months going into a meet, versus deep in what you might call an off season or further away from a meet. So if you're following these athletes, which you should be, and they're lifting, expect to see the lifting obviously is going to get more intense. So the weight on the bar is going to go up. The effort they're putting in each session and the stress from it is going to also go up. The frequency that they're hitting these competition lifts is going to go up. The specificity, how close they are to mimicking the movements they do in competition is going to be at an all-time high, and they're just going to be going. And I've told people this before, in my training philosophy, there's definitely certain times of the year where we don't want to be pushing this hard. People have had many different names for it over the years, but I'll tell people hey, at certain times of the year, take what's there, be nice and relaxed about it. We're not stressing about anything. We're just taking what's there, getting a little bit better each day. But I'll tell them, there will come a time where we have to put that aside and put the rubber to the road, and that is right now. So I'm excited. Everyone's excited. Training is going to be really, really fun to see in the next few weeks. She's funny, she's awesome, and the cool thing about working with Abby is she's been around a long time in the sport, and as far as accomplishments and pedigree, she's probably the winningest powerlifter that I've gotten the opportunity to work with. She's, I believe right now, the only international level competitor I've worked with. She was, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, so forgive me, Abby, but I believe an alternate for Bench Worlds last year. She's competed at the North Americans before, and just extremely strong, really goofy, and just a great time to have around. So I'm excited to see what she can put together on the platform for us.
Good. Big as hell. Yup. That's a motherfucking ape, man.
Kyle Dawson, he's something else, man. I got to know Kyle over the last, handful of years, and he was always strong. He was one of those guys where, right off the bat, he looks sort of unassuming. Walking down the street, you might not pick out that this guy is the strongest guy in the room, but he absolutely is. And it's only picked up more speed in the last few months during quarantine. He's someone who sort of retreated into his little basement lair, and something just happened down there where his training just took off. And people ask me all the time, who is the most, like, pound for pound, the strongest person that I've worked with on the team. And it used to be a little bit less clear cut, but now more than ever, Kyle Dawson is rising head and shoulders above the rest of the team in terms of relative strength. So I am very excited to see just how well he can do at Nationals this year. Skylar, she qualified for Collegiate Nationals in her very first meet back in February. We had known each other because she was also interning as a strength and conditioning coach at UNL, which is how I knew her. So she did her first meet. She did awesome. She qualified on like her second attempts of everything, even though she hadn't been, when she came to me, she had never deadlifted before, basically. So very new to the sport, very strong right away, qualified pretty easily, and then had sort of an unfortunate accident earlier, I want to say this summer. I got a message and she was like, hey, I got some bad news. Kind of a freak accident, outside the gym that basically resulted in her just completely severing all the tendons and nerves and everything that went into her thumb. And I don't know if we even want to show the pictures for this injury because they are gruesome, but it looks like she almost got her thumb torn off, basically. And I think a lot of people in that situation would have been very discouraged, said this is it. But Skylar is very mentally resilient, and that was apparent. And she talked about, this was tough for me, but I've been here before. I've, blown out knees and stuff like that, and I've come back. I knew what to do, and she had the surgery, and she was right back in the gym doing whatever she could do. So, whether that be squatting, front squats with no hands, or machine work, or we bought special wrist cuffs so that she could do upper body work without having to grip anything. Like, she just was like, I need to get back in the gym. I want to pick up right where we left off and do everything that I can do. And I just thought that was amazing from her. So that was really special. She healed up very quickly. She's on the mend, and she's coming back, and she's going to be stronger than ever. So looking forward to what she can do in 2021 for sure.
Well, I'm Abby Lashensky, and I compete in the 84 plus weight class, aka super heavyweight. I am from Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm in my second year of being in grad school. What up, 2 majors?
So again, I am Kyle Dawson. I'm 83 kg, 183 pounds. I community health and wellness major. I am a senior at UNL. Yeah.
My name is Skylar Vandenholt. I am originally from Winter, South Dakota. I compete in the 84 kilogram weight class. Starting next year, I'm going to do the 76 kilogram weight class. Majoring in nutrition, exercise, and health sciences. I want to be a strength and conditioning coach when I graduate.
So how I actually started into powerlifting was, in high school, always lift at, the local Y, Some dude came up to me and was like, hey, you'd actually be good in powerlifting like my senior year of high school. So I was like, all right, I'll try it. Came to UNL, found out there's a barbell club, powerlifting within that, and competed, within my first meet that year. So, and then after that, it turns out I was actually pretty decent in it. So I just kept doing it. So that's why we're here. So some of my successes in powerlifting was my first national meet my sophomore year. It was Collegiate Nationals. I ended up placing 3rd in that, coming in, swinging everything, Fun fact, if you don't tell the people what weight you want next, they'll just automatically bump up your weight 2.5 kilograms. Did that for my second squat. And then, after that, I didn't realize how good I was until after that, so I just competed in a few more nationals. Always placed 4th or higher, and then summer of 2019, I got invited to compete in Costa Rica for the North American Championships. Ended up placing first, so you know, I had to throw that one in there.
So I got started in high school. My junior year, we hired a strength coach to work at my high school, and he started the club and asked me to join. And I was like, oh, all right, man, I guess I will. I didn't know too much about it, and yeah. And then he took me to my first meet, and I was hooked after I competed the first time, and I just kept doing it ever since. And I was like, yeah, this is pretty fun. So I just kept doing it.
Okay. So I actually didn't even start powerlifting until last October. Desi just kind of came up to me and was like, hey, you should start powerlifting. I trained for a few months, competed in February of 2020, qualified in the 84 kilogram weight class to go to nationals that year. Training, I was doing 6 days a week, just kind of whatever Desi had, I've been on his team since the beginning.
What got me into Outliers, I've been always in the barbell club with Desi. You know, we're part of the OG, you know, squad, you know. I've always just kind of been hopping, programming for 80 templates kind of stuff. Running my own programs for a little bit. And then I was just seeing other people within the barbell club getting like huge gains. So I was like, I'm all about that gain train, so that's why we're here. How I would describe Desi as a coach, I mean, for sure, he's a good guy, you know. Definitely can take, you know, all the shit I say. I've definitely said some questionable things, and, you know, he's always laughed at it, so, you know.
So I met Desi in December of 2018, I believe it was. I was at the Midland meet, my first time competing through the club, actually. And he was competing too, I believe. And I noticed that he was programming for everybody, and I thought it was pretty cool. I guess I just kept programming for myself for whatever reason. And then I finally went to him in August of 2019 after I competed in a meet, and he programmed me up to Raw Nationals, and he helped me out a lot, and I was like, yo, I gotta keep doing this, he's great. And he's helped me make tons of gains ever since. I've been with him obviously ever since. Yeah, Dez is a great dude. Text him for anything, for any help I need. He's awesome. Helps me out tons. Obviously, he's made tons of gains for me, so I love him. He's great.
So I'm a Husker Power intern. He was also a Husker Power intern at the time. We met during that in the mornings. He just kind of came up to me, like I said, like, hey, you look like a powerlifter, you should try it out. I'd never done it before, never really thought about it. Didn't really have anybody ever say anything to me about it. Desi is honestly amazing. He truly cares. He takes into consideration everything that I say, any problems that I've ever had, he will always fix. Or any suggestions that I have, anything that I'm really struggling with, he always listens. He's just great, and you can tell he cares about everybody because he does the same thing. He puts passion into it. You can tell he really cares about powerlifting, the sport too. He's very knowledgeable in everything.
So training until recently has just been more almost a week-to-week kind of thing, you know, with COVID and stuff. So we're, you know, don't know when a gym's open, don't know when the next competition is. Keeping motivation was rough in the first little part because I really wanted to do Raw Nationals. That would have been fairly recent right now. Would have been a week or two ago, whatever kind of thing. I really wanted to go that, so that bumped me out for a little bit, but I don't know, just lifting, I have a passion for it, so, you know, just kept on chugging. Any obstacles? Not too much. It's just all kind of more mental, you know. I put myself up probably a little too high expectations, and then when I don't meet all those goals that I have for myself, I kind of beat myself down. But besides that, not really.
Yeah, so it's been going great. Obviously, I've been posting a lot of videos, and I've been really happy with it. I bought all this stuff beginning of quarantine because I just didn't know what was going to go down. So I was like, might as well just have a home gym here. I've done a lot ever since quarantine. I started tracking my macros and stretching and doing all the stuff I need to do to get better and get my sleep every night and whatnot. And I think it's just been helping me, and Desi's obviously helped a lot too. And yeah, so that's how I've been making all these gains, I guess. I love competing. I just really have a huge competitive drive, I guess. I like competing against people. I just love it. I love lifting. I love seeing how far I can push myself and how much weight I can put up. It's awesome to me just being able to get PRs and whatnot, and I love the competition.
So it was at a slip and slide. I was at my friend's. They made like a homemade slip and slide with a just tarp laid down, held in by like tent stakes, like the metal guys. So I'd gone down a couple of times, everything was fine. The stakes started coming loose. There was just one time I was sliding down, the hook caught right about here on my hand and just ripped all the way down. My tendon was hanging out, my nerves cut. So I was running around screaming. They took me to the ER. That night they ended up just kind of shoving it back in, stitching it up. They said I needed to go to a hand specialist. I went to South Dakota. I'm from South Dakota, so I went to Sioux Falls. They did my surgery there on July 1st, and the recovery was, so July 1st they did my surgery, and then after that I was off for about, I think only a week from lifting, and then I was back with my cuff, doing everything. I had a big like brace thing, kind of, it held my thumb in place. They had to go through and drill my tendon back onto my bone because it had ripped off. So it was just kind of a mess. My nerves were ripped. They had to put collagen tubes on them, so hopefully they grow back. I still have no feeling up in the tip here. I can't really bend it at all. But moving, it's gone good. Gripping is good. It was really hard. I was really looking forward to it. I've been working really hard, you know, like I said, my training, I was doing 6 days a week before. Everything was going so well. And then this happened. It was just crushing, honestly. Like, I'd worked so hard and then I wasn't gonna be able to show off my hard work, and I knew coming back from the injury that it wasn't gonna be the same. Like, my strength just wasn't gonna be the same. Even if I could compete, I wasn't gonna be as strong. It's been amazing. So 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks, I couldn't do anything with it. It had to be completely still, couldn't even take it out of a brace. The next 4 weeks, so 8 weeks post-op, I could start bending and then moving it like this a little bit. And then 12 weeks was when I could officially start grabbing a barbell again. So I've been about 3 weeks fully training. It's been amazing. Desi and I both are very surprised at my strength and how strong I've been. And coming back, I think I'm pretty much where I was pre-injury. So it's been really great. So the very first thing actually that Desi, when I told him about my hand thing, he sent me an Amazon link to the wrist cuff. So that was the very first thing. He's like, you're not stopping training. I love that. So yep, I had the wrist cuff. I would cuff it to a cable machine and do curls like this, do some lateral raises, some tricep push downs. A lot of it was just trying to work around using my grip. So using anything that I could. I would use this hand for a lot of my split squat stuff, just do one arm, or there wasn't, when I first got back, I would do push-ups on my knuckles because I couldn't lay my hands flat. So just kind of trying to do stuff that wouldn't hurt it, but I could still kind of challenge myself. Yes, it was really good to see. So I had a lot of unilateral work, and it was really good to see like my imbalances and working with that. And then when I came back from my injury, so when I first started training again, I kind of had to reteach myself how to bench, how to grab. I mean, just grabbing a dumbbell was new. So it really made me stop and just kind of take more time to actually think about what I'm doing, and not, because I have to focus a lot to not hurt myself too. So it's just, it's been good just like taking time, because you're right, like you do get so like just in a habit of just doing things and like going through the motions and not really thinking about it. So it's good to like take a step back. And I've been sending Desi a lot of the videos too, so I think that's another thing where I didn't think about before, to send him or to video myself and send him a lot of them, where now I send him like almost everything I do just to make sure. Yes, it's honestly having people like watching me too. So I post a lot of my stuff on Instagram and I get comments on that, and that's really motivating for me. Just knowing that like there are people out there that I can motivate by going out and doing better for myself and not like letting this get me down, because in the beginning it did. I'm not gonna lie, like there was really hard days where I thought like I might never be able to deadlift again, and it was just like, it was really bad mentally. But now like going out there and almost deadlifting, 250 pounds after this, it's really great. So I'm going to be competing in the Midland meet in November, so November 7th. So I'll be back. 72 kilograms this time, so.
Honestly, just lifting with everyone again. I just been, lifting here, so I just been lifting by myself, but I'm really excited to be in that atmosphere again, being around, surrounded by my teammates, just the competitive atmosphere too, that's probably what I'm most looking forward to. My expectations for this meet, I just want to beat all my previous PRs and just get a bigger total for this kind of meet.
Just seeing where I'm at, because it's been a year since I've competed, so I just really want to put up some big old numbers there and just do great. Have a nice 9 for 9 meet. That's the goal. I love that. Anything worried? Nah, not too much. I'm just real eager to compete. Yeah, man, I don't even think I'm worried. I'm just like ready to go. Oh, actually, no, I got you. One thing. This is the first time I ever had to cut. I don't like doing that. That's gonna suck, but it is what it is. We're gonna live with it.
How much you have to cut?
I don't know, not too much. I think it's like not even that much, so I shouldn't be complaining about it. It's like 4 or 5 pounds, but still, I don't like doing that, so it sucks.
My advice would be, if someone who's looking into powerlifting, just do a first meet. Don't worry about what others are lifting. Don't worry about your own weight. Just go in and do it. So if like the atmosphere doesn't like reel you in, then that's nothing that it's not made for you. Last piece of advice for the audience: curl for the girls.
Yeah, you just gotta try it, man. Like once you do it, you'll be hooked. I can guarantee it. It's dope. It's a fun atmosphere. You get everyone in the powerlifting community is dope. Like they're all super nice. It's just fun. You gotta try it out for your first time. You gotta do it. It's dope. Keep making gains. That's all I got.
I would say give it a try. Never be scared to try anything. I was very nervous at first. I'd honestly never done a deadlift before in my life. So give it a try. It's really fun, and being strong is really cool. Okay, so I would say let yourself have a bad day. Let yourself be frustrated. It's gonna be hard. But also know that it's gonna get better. It's gonna be, at first, you're gonna struggle, but each day you're gonna find things are gonna get easier. You're gonna be able to do a little bit more than you were the day before. Just make little things count. Give yourself praise for doing the little things. I know right away, I was so excited when I could like brush my hair by myself. Like that was a huge deal for me. Celebrate those little wins, and just remember that no injury is gonna be the end. It's always a chapter for new beginnings. So like I thought this was gonna be the end of my life, and it's actually turning out to be one of the cooler things. Like I have a really cool star, I have a really cool story, and like I feel really, really strong, and it's just kind of cool to be.
If I could leave you with one parting thought, it would be, don't underestimate us, because we're going to surprise you.